When I used to have your
Alrighty, guys, I want to talk about this one second. Yes, Mila is gone. She is gone. Gone. Double G, double O, double N, double E. Gone. Gone. Just like the part I just did. Anyway, it was weird. Which is weird. Why she post this right before Thanksgiving? Well, I guess she wants to give to the fans. Thanksgiving. Give to the fans of the OGs. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, Johnson, we should do Jumperooey and do all this other stuff. I'm going to tell you the good thing and I'm going to tell you the bad thing of why this doesn't matter anymore. The good thing is Cartoon Network may be able to go to a good direction. Keywords may be. But the damage is done, which I will get to a little bit later. I want to do two things in this video. I want to talk about the damage is done. There's no reason to even ask for this anymore. However, I am also going to talk about why her leaving is probably a good thing. This lady really killed this network. I have never seen a lady kill a network so bad. And again, she comes off as a lady that actually is very caring and maybe genuine. Because I've seen her in a couple of interviews, and it seemed like, okay, she seemed like she cared. And even my source told me she's a nice lady. Just she's not up with the time. She's not getting it. And it's one of these things where it's like, I felt that she is one of those ladies that she just was just being too nice, which I've heard that too. And also those ladies that didn't really grasp what made Cartoon Network great. Variety is one thing that made Cartoon Network great. And I'm not talking about the shows, I'm talking about the cartoons itself. Well, that is the show, but I'm talking about like the cartoons itself, Variety, what's made it great. The 22-minute format is something that Cartoon Network was the only type of network Nickelodeon dabbled in it, but not as much compared to Cartoon Network. Disney dabbled in it, not as much until Cartoon Network did it. And that's where they thrived in that 22-minute format because they were different. Yes, anime did help the network too, which I think they need to bring that back because that made them stand out over Disney. That made them stand out over goddamn Nickelodeon. That's what made them successful in the early 2000s. Why the fuck you think every goddamn show in that time frame looked like a goddamn anime? And why you think every show they were trying to get similar to Dragon Ball fucking Z on all these other networks were trying to be, because they were trying to duplicate and replicate what Cartoon Network success was. They were doing well, and they were to talk about. They were the buzz. This was before the internet was in their boom period, but they just didn't grasp that. These older presidents, or excuse me, later presidents. Stewart's not understanding it, and he did it for a couple of years, but he stepped away from due to the fact of Hannah Montana. Y'all need to go back at Hannah Montana. Look at Hannah Montana's ratings. They were doing numbers with Cartoon Network's like, we need to do what they were doing. However, like 2 or 3 years ago prior to that, Disney was trying to copy them. Yes, let's all talk about American Dragon trying to be like fucking Naruto. But it was one of these things where it's just I'm gonna tell her the mistakes she's made. And not in order. The marathoning, the oversaturation of Teen Titans, though, that was on her. She fucked up. She fucked up big time. She fucked up with that so badly because that was the starting point of the hate mob. Myself was not the hate mob. Myself was the mob of, what the fuck are you doing? The show is already aired enough. We don't want it. Air something else. Well, that's the only show that did well. Well, I mean, of course, if you aired it so goddamn much, it will do well. Air something else. And then when they try to do something else, well, it didn't do well. Well, fuck, give it time. Give it time. Don't just do it a day and then think it doesn't do well. Give it time. Advertise that. And another thing too, advertisement under her regime was terrible. I don't know what happened with the advertisement under her. Her advertisement was terrible. Like certain things with Steven Universe scheduling, that was one. Adventure Time towards the end of the last few seasons were terrible advertisement. Regular show too. The schedule was horrific. And a lot of people said, well, that was Vesnu. Yeah, but Christina didn't screen like that shit. She said okay to that shit. So that was another thing. The third thing is probably the biggest thing is the lack of 22-minute shows. The disdain for the 22-minute shows under her regime was probably the worst thing because that would make Cartoon Network stand out because I think I stated that before. No other show network had a 22-minute show until Cartoon Network started doing it and seeing the success with that. I don't know. I think the last thing is the Galactic Kiss Next Door. I think I've beaten that to the point. Hell, my video was one of my highest rated videos for the longest was the Galactic Kiss Next Door, and still I get comments on that shit. It's that the fact that was not green light. It was one of these things where that could have made her so much money because again at that time the revival type of shows weren't coming into effect yet. Nickelodeon didn't dabble with that yet. Disney didn't dabble with that yet. Now they're dabbling with it with this new Disney Plus, but they didn't dabble with that yet. But Cartoon Network had it first. Somebody went up to him and said, here, this is my pitch, it's Galactic Kiss Next Door. And the creator said, yeah, I want to do it. Because he knew Stuart Snyder was gone, and probably under her regime, he could get a show out of there. Oh, no, it's not interesting. We don't want it. We want to spend money on save our money to do more Teen Titans Go, and we have money to do the film, which I got to talk about later. Okay, whatever, and left. You had something that was Nickelodeon wasn't doing yet, nor Disney, your competitors, but you decided to reboot Powerpuff Girls, which was trash. Reboot Ben 10, which was garbage. I mean, the irony and the acidity and the stupidity of that was dumb. And she just, to me, was not ahead with the time. Gravity Falls blowing up. Disney tried to get a piece of that pie too with Welcome to Wayne's. And yes, Welcome to Wayne's was a very, not ripoff, but was very, very, very Gravity Falls. But they tried. And the show, I appreciate the show for trying. Even though Nickelodeon didn't give it a chance. What did Cartoon Network do? Nothing. Well, we got this show called Affinity Train. Mind you, this show was a green light for years. Mind you, we knew the show was green light before they even announced it. But yet, they didn't really do a good job of advertising it. That's the thing now with Cartoon Network. But last year, though, in 2018, was probably the nail in the coffin for her for two things. The Thundercats Roar, which I'll get to in a minute. I'll get to it in a minute. And the Teen Titans Go film, which I'm about to get to right now. That film was the nail. You're done. Because that was the film to make her keep her job. Keep a lot of people's job at Cartoon Network because some money was invested into it. They expected to rank number 2 in the box office. They also expected to get $100 million. I expected it to. Not only did they get $100 million, they were ranked the 5th. They only got $80 million. So you got to think how much of the box office they kept with that. Probably about 30, 40 million. Maybe. Which is still pretty good. However, for what your investors put into it and what your investors expect out of it, not so much. That was their cash cow. That's where they were expecting SpongeBob numbers. You ain't SpongeBob, and you ain't got the numbers. Bye-bye. 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 And that's what happened. Do I think that was the main reason why her leaving or the PC term of her stepping down is probably a reason. It probably was. Because if it did well, she would have stayed. I promise you, if the film would have done well, it would have stayed. My source even confirmed that film is going to make people lose their jobs if it doesn't do $100 million. And people are still like, it did well. There was one dude, and he deleted that thing so fast. Was like, we still gonna make it $100 million. And it ranked 5, it ranked 5th. Boom, it was done. Deleted his comment. I don't know if it was a troll. I don't know if it was one of the execs. Could have been. Did badly. But, and then Thundercats Roar. The backlash to that was horrifically bad for her, PR-wise, and that came out a time when AT&T actually was doing some stuff, and they didn't like that. So, people are saying, well, the show's still alive, so Johnson, we didn't do anything. No. We did do something, because we didn't get the show on Cartoon Network. But the show was going to be on HBO Max. My point exactly. Do you know that Netflix, when they release shows and they don't advertise it, it goes to the abyss? You know what happens? They get canceled. This show has not been advertised. This show has not been, they haven't done a video since last year of this show. Nothing has came out of Thundercats Roar. I Googled it, and nothing has came out of that shit. Nothing. Not a damn thing. So I'm sitting in the back, looking at it, and I'm trying to realize what's going on. Why have we got nothing out of this show? Why hasn't there been some announcement for this show? You want to know why? You really want to know why? Because AT&T, Warner Media knows that they gonna put the show on the abyss. Nobody's gonna watch it because the show was promoted as like they were trying to promote last year. The show would have went to Cartoon Network, no questions asked. We're done because the show is already done. It's done. Voices are done. Everything's in production. They're done. They just need to release the motherfucker. How many episodes are done? That I'm not sure, but they have enough done where they can release this motherfucker. They have released nothing. Not a sneak peek. Nothing. This ain't good. Because now they're like, all right, well, you gotta go. Because if you notice, every show became the same. Total Drama is similar to Teen Titans Go. The Power Curve is similar to Teen Titans Go. It was a trend. I bet AT&T saw that trend as well. Yeah, we don't want this no more. We want some variety in this network. Hopefully they do it, but that's yet to be seen. So, I mean, as a person, she wasn't good. As a lady, I don't know her very well, but she, as a person, as for her job, she sucked. She was terrible, garbage, horrific. She should never be a president for any network again. That's my take. What she did before that, I think she was good at it. I had no complaints. I mean, however, when it came to that other shit she did, no, she sucked. She sucked as a president. She didn't take charge of things. She let Vishnu run amok. Instead of her taking her foot down, like, no, we gotta put some variety here in the scheduling. She was a terrible president. Does that make me a woman hater? No. It makes me a person that looks at your job performance and you suck. Not because I have experience in it, because I'm looking at the network and compared to the network with the previous president, with Stuart Snyder, from Jim Staples, and Betty Colin. They all have something in common. They all knew when to stop with the bad and reboot with the good. And what I mean by that is they knew when something was not right, they knew something was wrong, and they listened to the fans. Betty Colin listened to the fans. And we got some great stuff out of her. Jim Staples listened. Jimmy Head wasn't good, so he stopped doing Jimmy Head. Even though I rather prefer that type of Roger Rabbit type of live action type of anime show, however, it wasn't doing well, so he stopped doing it. Stuart Snyder, live action. Yeah, he tried, but he knew it wasn't doing well. He had to stop. And he went back to what made Cartoon Network great. Yes, those last few years, I mean, it was too late, but he did what he could. He brought Toonami back. He was the one who probably was in that exec room, and they talked to Mike Laszlo and talked to what's his name, Jason DeMarco, and said, "Yeah, bring it back. I think it's time to bring it back." They learned from their mistakes. She did it. She kept doing it, and they kept doing it. Not looking at their competitor. Stu Stein looked at the competitor. That's why we got the live action. Jim Staples looked at our competitor. That's why we got a mixture of live action and cartoons. Betty Colen looked at our competitor. That's why we got fucking anime and Toonami, because they didn't have that shit. She has not do that. She has. They'll probably say, well, she gave us Samurai Jack. Yeah. She sure did. I don't know how much was that with Mike Laszlo doing and getting Tarkovsky and Jason DeMarco, but I will give her that. Oh yeah, Rick and Morty was under Stuart Snyder too. Holy shit, this man brought some shows that are still doing well. But yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? People be like, Neil Johnson. Oh yeah, let me talk about, if you made this part video, let me talk about It's Too Late. Even though she's gone, it's already too late. Cartoon Network's dead. I think I watched it a week ago at my people's house, my parents' house, and I was just baffled how bad the show was. I was like, I'm done. She killed this network. This lady literally killed Cartoon Network. I have never seen that before. A president killed a network. She killed it. It's lifeless. It's so lifeless. I haven't seen, in all my years of watching that network, under the Jim Staples, under the Stuart Snyders, under the Betty Collins, even under her for the first 2 years, it never felt lifeless. It feels lifeless. It's dead. It's as dead as Boomerang. And I was like, I'm done. So, as always, guys, like, subscribe. Peace. Have a Johnson day. And party like there's no tomorrow. And happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Come again. The Teen Titans go. And have a Johnson D.